Man, shout out for Mile High Minute, man, for having me, man. It's your boy SD, truly mafia shit, you dig?
Mile High Minute, #1 podcast in the universe. Today, we got a very special guest live from Chicago, man, with a legend, SD. What's the word?
Man, what's the word with you, B? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I appreciate you for coming on the show.
Man, you know it's nothing but love, man. I appreciate you for having me, man.
Hell yeah, man. All the way from Denver to Chicago. Let's get into it.
Man, talk to me, man.
All right, so since this is our first interview, I just kind of want to get into your backstory a little bit. Where did the name SD come from originally?
Originally, my OG, my mama, she gave me that name. You know what I'm saying? That was something just like my family called me. That was a family name, and I just ran with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as a kid, you know, you just hear a name that your peoples call you. That was just my name they called me, so I just ran with it. I ain't know what it meant either. Hey,
Yeah.
I ain't like to you know what I'm saying? But like I said, that could just come from a family thing. Like my whole family called me SD. Like people in the streets, like when I first, like as a kid, people that know me, like if they went to school, you know what I'm saying, neighborhoods, grew up in certain neighborhoods, communities I went to, they'll know me by my government name. You see what I'm saying? Now if they know me by just SD, and they about don't know nothing too much. You know what I'm saying? They just know what I'm telling them or what I showed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense.
But like I say, that name just come from my family.
Okay. Now, does SD, like, is it like initials for something, or is it just like your real
Yeah, like
name?
I say, my
initials for your real name, or?
Yeah, for my first name.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the initials. That ain't the initials for my first and last name, but they just abbreviations of my name. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
My first name. Just shorten up my first government name up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes sense. So, were you originally born in Chicago, or where were you born?
I'm on the south side.
Born on the south side?
Born and raised, yeah. Mercy Hospital, man.
Okay. What part of Chicago on the south side?
Man, low end, south side, low end. I stayed all around the south side in the city. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I done been from like low end. I mainly on the low end though. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, the whole just the south side period itself. You know what I'm saying? Just the inner city though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From 40 all the way to at least 890. You know what I'm saying? Like I done lived all through that. You know what I'm saying?
So you were moving around a lot as a kid?
Yeah, like, man, my family, man, my mother, like, it ain't too many of us. I got a small family. So we moved, we moved like damn near, I say every 3 years I was in a new school or a new community. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I had to teach myself how to deal with new surroundings and new people on the regular. You know what I'm saying? Especially with me coming into every environment by myself. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I come from a small family. So I had to really do a lot of things, you know what I'm saying? Really stand out on my own type of thing, you know?
Right. Now, was it pretty tough, like, having to move a lot as a kid and you know, make new friends and stuff like that? Or, like you said, did you kind of adapt pretty quickly?
I ain't gonna say it was tough because I don't really like to deal with people too much anyway. So, like, I want to say it was tough because I like to stay to myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really be wanting to deal with folks and having them, you know what I'm saying, really all in my business too much anyway. I'm a private guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, only people that be in my business is the folks that's involved in it, I'm going to say. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I don't like to put people in my business too much. So, like, I never really had a problem with meeting people or, you know what I'm saying, just having new friends or whatever, because I don't really deal with folks. I stay to myself. So if somebody come to me, you know what I'm saying, the approach will be different because, you know what I'm saying, like I say, I ain't come to them for nothing. So they got to come at me and want something. You know what I'm saying? So I be able to handle the approach a whole nother way.
Right. How is it, like, when people approach you? You know, I feel like I see this question a lot, different blogs, you know. Would people approach you as like, you know, you being a rapper and an entertainer? Is it usually pretty cool? Like a lot of fans reach
Oh
out to
no,
you, or is it
yeah.
kind of hard to trust sometimes because you're, you know,
Nah, yeah,
involved in
it's
Chicago?
yeah, of course. Especially, it's hard to trust coming from where you know what I'm saying. Where I come from, it's always gonna be hard to trust. But no, like,
Yeah.
but just from the reality standpoint, me moving around, traveling, I always get a lot of love and respect.
Right.
Like
Right.
disregardless on whatever issues out there you hear about or going on. Like me walking around the streets, I get nothing but love and respect. So that's why I move a certain way anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Yeah.
get the certain love and respect that I get. So it don't bother me to be in certain places or certain areas. Because like I say, I get nothing but love and respect. Don't get me wrong, you got a lot of people that hate, but you gotta
Right.
think about it. When you got no point of hating, you know what I'm saying? Think about a motherfucker that's jealous at somebody. A nigga, a man at that, he ain't gonna really show he jealous. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna really want to let nobody discover that. So you know what I mean? So like, the people that really hate kind of stay out the way if they can't really, you know what I'm saying, find nothing to really
Right.
throw in your way. They kind of stay out your way anyway. So it mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's mostly probably like the hate is mostly on the internet, anyways.
Yeah,
So I'm
like
sure like a lot of times when people see you in person, it's love.
the hate comes from people just wanting, like you say, just feeling like what they always got. Like one thing I run across, like when I deal with issues, and I like it can be family, it be anything, anybody. They feel like they can do something different in my shoes than I can do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it always like, you know, somebody always want to tell you what you should do and how they do it, and it's like, all right, if you was in my shoes, you would, you know what I'm saying? You would be in my shoes if you were supposed to do what you telling me to do. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
But
So people don't, yeah,
yeah, no, like I
understand.
say, they always trying to, you know what I'm saying, just nigga pick.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Now, like I've been watching a lot of interviews with, you know, different Chicago artists, and it seems like a lot of, you know, before like any of the war and all that stuff happened, it seems like a lot of people from different sections and neighborhoods were really like kind of locked in and cool with each other to a certain extent, or at least civil. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you kind of experience that growing up as well? Like where you know, it wasn't all necessarily like beefed up and stuff. Like people were just chilling with each other, working with each other and
Shit,
stuff. Or
nah, like shit from well, it's from here. Shit, people always been into it. It's just different generations. You know what I'm saying? Different eras and different characters and people that's doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, but they say the game stay the same, the players just change. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's
okay,
just the same. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, it always been violence, crime, whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like it always been issues in the city. But then you always gonna have that part that don't want to deal with that type of. You know what I'm saying? They just
right.
want to focus on something else. That you know what I mean? And that's just everywhere. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
facts. Yeah. Okay. So getting, you know, more into your story as well. So you kind of grew up on the south side of Chicago. You say you moved around a lot. Was there any specific areas where you like spent most of your time growing up that you really were like, okay, this is really where I'm from, or is it kind of pretty
See,
much?
yeah, like I say, I traveled. Like I say, the South Side, just man, like I say, everywhere. Like, cause I
Yeah.
grew up living with, I grew up with my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and then I grew up with my grandmas. You know what I'm saying? Cause ended up moving out my mother's crib when I was young. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I end up, like I say, living with my grandmas. When I say I was about going from my grandma's house and just living on the streets till about I was about 12, 13. Just cause me just want to be in the streets, you know what I'm saying? And me and my mother could never see eye to eye with that type of thing. So like, I end up used to always stay with my grandma. So like, as far as like a lot of the movement, me going from different communities, it ended up coming to a halt because I already didn't start making certain relationships and start dealing with certain people on, you know what I'm saying, that I already didn't orchestrate with. So it wasn't never
Right.
really hard to say like, all right, I'm over here or I'm going over there to kick it or no, I'm over here. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
always, you already got friends that, like I said,
Locked in.
you know, you from the place, you born the place, you know what I'm saying, your homies that you went to school with or that you met at this place, and y'all just somehow stay in tune with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all stay in the same communities. You know what I'm saying? So like for me, like I say, it never been a real hard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. You did live in O Block for a little bit,
Yeah,
correct?
like I say, my I used to stay with my grandma, and I stayed there, man. Like I say, since I left my mama crib, it was
Okay.
either that or I ain't staying no house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, cause like I said, from 12 on up, I was staying with my grandma. Like you said, I was staying in the Parkway for years. So I grew up over there too.
How long were you like back and forth between like O Block and the other neighborhoods growing up?
Like I say, by me being from like it's so close. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's so close, so bad. Like how our city's made is like you really can walk you know what I'm saying? You really can walk if you stand in the inner city to certain areas if you want to, for real. You know what I'm saying? So like back in my day, when you know what I'm saying, back when I was about 12, 13, we walked everywhere, or I had bikes, or we ran bikes. You know what I'm saying? So like 5-10 blocks really ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? So like I just used to stay in the areas that I dealt with certain people in. You know what I'm saying? That I knew. Like I say, my grandma stayed in this area, so I grew up over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm dealing with folks in this area, or my cousins stay over here, so now I'm dealing with folks over here. You know what I'm saying? Or my homies and them live over here, so we hang out over here because this way. You know what I'm saying? It just all about relationships. If you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, that makes sense. So what was life like in O Block before, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm assuming you were there kind of before the drill scene started popping, right? If you say you were 12, 13, or was it around the same time?
No, I was in there before that started.
What was like?
But like right around the time, like a couple years right before it could start, and so I was in there like right before it could start. Cause I graduated like 08, 09. Like I ain't graduated elementary school till like 08, 09, I think.
Okay.
Or something like that.
What was life like in O Block before, like, I guess you could say the fame and all that stuff?
Any other project neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? Like a bunch of kids just a bunch of people that stay in the community that all know each other. You know what I'm saying? It don't like people make us think like in certain neighborhoods it's always drama or this because it may look like a certain way. You know what I'm saying? But like me growing up, some places like certain areas that you grew up in, these be safe places, you know, to hang out in because you know everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like I say, man, hanging out over there, it always been, like I say, man, like any neighborhood. Like, because I come from projects. Like, my first house and that I ever could remember was me living in the projects. You know what I'm saying? And that was the Robert Taylors. So, for me, I always had a project feeling. It just, my mother did her best to try to steer me the other way. You know what I'm saying? So I still ended up with some type of sense versus just being a nigga that's, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying?
On some hard shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because I know, like I said, I did have parents that did want me to steer a certain way. It's just I wanted my own route.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Were you playing like sports or anything too before, like the music and stuff?
No, see, I did. Man, I always did everything. I was a kid that just wanted to do whatever I can learn. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever I was doing, I wanted to be good at it. If I was playing basketball, I want to be good at it. If I was playing football, I want to be good at it. If I'm doing karate, I want to be good at it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I did everything. Like my mama kept me into every activity you can think of, you know what I'm saying, when I was a kid. So I did football, I play basketball, wrestled, karate, you know what I'm saying, flip. Like I used to go to like summer camps, after school programs all the time. So I did a lot of things like that and I always was in activities. And then I used to play for my schools that I went to. You know what I'm saying? I played football and basketball for my elementary school I went to and my high school before I stopped going to high school.
Okay. What high school did you go to?
I went to high school called through Saba.
Okay.
It's on the south side too. Yeah, I was on the south side too.
Okay. And how long were you at that school before you stopped going there?
I want to say I stopped going my sophomore, junior year. Around that time, sophomore, junior year, I was like, I actually got kicked out of school. I actually ended up getting kicked out.
What was it for, or what kind of made you stop going to school?
Me personally, I had already stopped going because school got boring to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I started finding out what I want to do. Just like I said, I started taking my own routes. You know what I'm saying? So like school started getting boring to me. You know what I'm saying? So I started finding things that was interesting me more better than school that I could do more of my time with. So I ended up just stopped going to school. But at the same time that I stopped going, I ended up getting kicked out because of the simple fact that I was doing music. And the school ain't like the music that was being presented. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't want me at the school at the time. So they ended up calling my mom and my daddy up to the school. But I had already stopped going. Like I ain't been to school probably like in weeks. I go a day, then not go for 2-3 weeks, and go a day. You know what I'm saying? So I already really had stopped going. But by the time they had kicked me out, it was like, all right, we can't have him here. He making this type of music. You know what I'm saying? It's like one of them type of things. So I ended up getting kicked out of that school. I stopped going to school for about a year. Then I ended up going into alternative school.
Okay.
Me and Keef ended up going to the same alternative school.
So was the music too popping at the time, and they really kicked you out because of the music? Like,
yeah, like they ain't like the presentation of it. I guess you know what I'm saying. They ain't like the presence of it. They used showing my mama videos and just not no like crazy. They just music videos. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They showing my mama and my daddy crazy video trying to make it seem all crazy. And it's like we shoot music videos. You know what I'm saying? We actually doing something versus being in people's way. You know what I'm saying? But they ain't like how we was doing it. So I ain't gonna lie. We probably would. I say really young doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause we ain't had parents around us. You gotta think about it. We was our parents. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. Cause they probably at work and stuff too.
Not even that. Like I told you, like I chose to like me and my mother used to bump heads a lot as a kid. So like when she couldn't deal with me, got to a point she couldn't deal with me, I ended up moving with my grandma. So like I chose to be like, you know what I'm saying, to do the like move, you know what I'm saying, do hang out and be out. Just I wanted to know what I was into. You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't want to be one of them kids that in the neighborhood and you don't know what's going on. You see what I'm saying? Like you'll be a kid, all this going on, but you'll be lost in, you know what I'm saying? You get caught up in the mix just because you the kid that just always just go to the store and come back, and then people know your whole schedule. You know, so for me, I need to know what's going on. I need to be aware. So I started putting myself in a situation to where I get to know what's going on around me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you think, like, say you were getting like straight A's, you were there every day, but you were still making the same music? Do you think they would have let it slide, or do you think they still?
No, because I was getting good grades and I got kicked out. I never got bad grades. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never got bad grades. Nah, man, what? Nah, man. Like, I ain't never got bad grades. Like, these trophies and I just never, like I said, I just never liked the school for real. But I never got bad grades. My mom ain't play that.
That's crazy.
My mom ain't play that. Now, I'm gonna tell you, that's one thing that I wasn't gonna come home with no bad grades. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even come home with C's. You feel me?
Yeah.
I couldn't even do C's like that. Like them bitches barely made it by. You know what I'm saying?
Would your mom like be heavy on that, like real disciplinary on that? Yeah.
She ain't play about school. And that was another thing too, cause like I said, if I probably was still with my mom, I probably would have been in school still. I probably would have did stuff like that. But by the fact that I wasn't. Cause she was disciplined like that. But when I got out of her house, I didn't have that type of disciplinary person over me like that.
Yeah.
That she was. You know what I'm saying? When it came to school. Now I had guardians around and people that could discipline me and things like that. But like far as like when it came to school, she was more on school than me than anybody was. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay. No, that makes sense.
That was her main focus. Learn. You know what I'm saying? Just learn.
So do people like? So is it true when? Because when I watch some of these other interviews with whoever, is it true like? And I think this kind of goes back to what you were saying earlier. But is it true that you know what I'm saying? As the music's growing up, you're getting older. You know what I'm saying? Does it get kind of like sketchy? You say because people knowing your schedules and stuff, and you have to
Nah,
be
you just
careful going
gotta
to school.
see. You gotta just move different. You know what I'm saying? Like me personally, I always think of safety first anyway. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So like, I just feel like you just gotta move different. You just gotta know how to move in a way to protect yourself.
Right.
Like regardless on what you know what I'm saying level of life you want, I feel like you still need to have some sense of protection. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Can't just be moving stupid. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like hell no. You
Okay.
gotta
And
have
then you
some
said
sense
you
of protection.
ended up going to an alternative school.
No, yeah, I ended up going to alternative school, but I ain't stay that long. I stayed there for about like a month.
Did you end up like getting a GED at all, or
No, yeah,
you were just done with it?
actually, when I actually went back to school when I was around. I actually did. I had went just was bored, and I was bored. I was recording a lot, and I just was getting bored because that's all I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Making music, touring, doing that, and I got started getting bored with it. So I ended up just going back to school just to get my GED because I knew that's something my mother wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, I never really had a good seeing eye sometimes when I was younger. So like I just told myself, you know what? Since I ain't got nothing to do right now, I'm gonna go back to school and get me a GED. But I actually got a high school diploma still, equivalency diploma. I guess that's what they call it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
They say it's not a GED, but shit, to me, that shit is a GED. You ask
It's.
me.
I'm. I mean, you can get the same opportunities with it
You know what
as
I'm
you would
saying?
a
That's
high
what I
school
say. So
diploma.
like, I say it's the same shit to me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
did go back and get my GED.
What
Just
year was
cause,
that?
yeah, like I think I was like 22, 23, 23, 22, 23.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like
Yeah.
23, I think. I even tried to go to college shit, yeah. But it was the same thing. I was enough about a month. And then one day, like I say, I'm a quit. I quit on shit, and I just quit shit I do type of thing. It was just like I say, it's the same way you know what I'm saying. You move, and then when me being in school, I feel like I wasn't getting what I wanted out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like what I
Right.
wanted to learn, I felt like they weren't teaching me in a way that I wanted to be taught. You know what I'm saying? So like, I stopped going. So I went to
Right.
college. I signed up for college, took a couple business classes. Then I think I stopped going after like 2, 3 months. Two,
What
three
college
months.
was that?
I ended up going to Chicago State.
And you just weren't really feeling it either.
Yeah, nah. Then like I felt like the campus was too open for me. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
on the safety, like I ain't got time to be having to put myself in a situation where I got to do something to somebody, or
Right.
somebody do something to me because I'm trying to get an education. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the
Right.
campus, this shit just wide open. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can walk on this shit. You like anybody can walk on the school campus. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like it's like I'm finna sit here. I already got a career and I'm already doing things that I don't want to do, things like that. So it's like I'm not finna sit here and be, you know what I'm saying, playing with my life in school for no reason just because I'm just bored a little. You know what I'm saying? So I end up start going. I'm like, I gotta carry a gun that day to school, at college with this thing. They want, I'm man, this shit ain't for me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
like,
No, that's fair.
I stopped end up. So I'm like, I let that go. Fell back from it.
Did you like learn anything in those business classes while you were there for a short time that you feel like regular school or high school wouldn't like teach
Yeah,
you?
like yeah. Actually, it's crazy though you say that, right? Cause they gave me, cause they end up knowing who I was and stuff. So like they started giving me classes that they think help me out with my career thing and things like that. And they actually put me in a class that was about film production. They put me in a
Mm.
class that was about film production. So I was able to see how it worked on the opposite side of the camera. You know what I'm saying? Versus
Right.
it being how it is now. You know what I mean? Like I was able to see how it worked from lighting to just adjusting the settings to the camera, just the whole layout and how much it you know what I'm saying, work is put
yeah.
into that. Versus me just being on the other side and just people think this a lot, you know what I'm saying? People
Right.
think this is a lot of work, but knowing how to set up lights and the right angles and you know things like that, man, that's a whole nother level.
Right. Okay. So, did you, given that, did you ever consider like anything else within the like pursuing a career within the music industry outside of rapping, or was it kind of just the rapping already took off, so you ain't really
Say it
worried
again.
about any other thing else?
Say it again.
Like, given that you took some like film classes and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
did you ever consider another route within the rap industry, or was it always, I'm already successful with the rap and I might as well just keep doing this?
Yeah, I thought about it. I tried to get like I thought about trying to like sign artists and things like that, producers, just building my own little team up. But when I was doing it, I was running into a lot of headaches because they wanted me to put my career on the back burner and just work on theirs. You know what I'm saying? So it started becoming a
Yeah.
headache for me. So a lot of the people that I was trying to deal with, I just had to fall back from those situations. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't stop focusing on my own career to just hope and depend on somebody else's career to get me where I need to go in life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Okay, that makes sense. So, diving back into your life a little bit more, who were some of the, I suppose, like main figures or artists or people you kind of grew up with that's like well known in the industry, before, obviously the drill scene took off?
What you mean,
Like who you were growing up with, you know what I'm saying, that's well
like
known
that's like
today
from my
within the,
city that's doing music?
yeah, like that you grew up personally with, or that you remember being around, like in Old Block and, these different neighborhoods growing up.
Like I said, I moved from different neighborhoods, so I got, you know what I'm saying, I know people from all over the city, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I know people from all over the city, but like I say, I had like a couple of me and Keef, we used to be around a lot. Like me and him was real close, you know what I'm saying? We used to walk block to block, you know what I'm saying? Just hanging out, kicking it. And I got
Yeah.
a couple other like fathers that just do music. It ain't too many of them that really do music. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? It ain't too many that do music that I hang with.
Yeah. What
Nah,
was like, how did you meet Chief Keef?
studio. I actually
In the
went to the
studio?
studio with my cousin and some of my homies that I know. At the time, they was my cousin and homie, and they had a studio session, and they knew I rap, and I ended up just going just to go tag along, just to go support them type of thing, and
Yeah.
he happened to be in the studio with this producer named DJ Ken, and
Yeah.
he was an engineer at the time too, and he happened to be in the studio with them, and like I say, being from certain areas and certain neighborhoods, knowing certain people, you got a common interest. You know what I'm saying? So we was able to just grow off a relationship with that. We just knew the same people and was coming from the same areas.
And that was like before,
Yeah, that was
he
way
got
before we
signed
even
and
started rapping on us. Like we weren't even rapping on the series. Like, cause me and him didn't meet. It was nothing about music.
yeah.
Like we ain't meet and was rapping. Like don't get me wrong, he was rapping probably and doing his thing, and I was rapping doing my thing before him. But like we didn't meet to do music. It wasn't like we met up and like it's just we rapping and we just linked and was kicking it, and then along the line, probably like I say a year, 2 years after we kicked, it was like okay, man, let's do music.
Okay. What was like the inspiration, or what made y'all say, okay, let's focus on this music?
Just seeing other people from the city actually just trying to take it to another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you said, like a lot of people from our city they rap, but it never was nobody really famous or that really a lot of people that made it in the rap game from our city. So like just seeing certain people that was trying their best to get their careers going and actually influenced us that made us want to make music. You know what I'm saying? Even our first video, like it took us to see somebody else doing the video that it made us think like, oh, you know what? we tripping. We just putting out audios. We need to find something. We need to do videos now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it always was, like I say, just seeing other people and things like that around you that was always ahead of you to be able to do things. You know what I'm saying? To learn from.
So did y'all feel like the scene was really slept on? You know, obviously before it
Yeah,
popped
cause
off?
like, oh yeah, of course. Nobody like in Chicago. Nobody ain't care about rap. Like, if you rap, that basically you was basically on, I don't know, like you was wasting your time. They felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like if you rap, like I used to, like used to be times where I used to get into it with people just because I used to be in the studio versus outside. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I used to be hanging in the studio. You know what I'm saying? We kicking in the studio. I do the same thing in the studio that I was doing outside, so it wasn't making me. I ain't feel like I was missing nothing, but people used to be mad that I be in the studio so much. Like, man, you tripping? You know what I'm saying? But then once, of course, like you said, once things start elevating them, now people like, okay, go in the studio. You know what I'm saying? You need to be in the studio now. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't come out here. You need to go to the studio type of thing. You know what I mean? Hey, for real. It's one of them like, you know what? We need to make sure. Let's always go to the studio now. Now, like I say, you in Chicago now, like, you hear everybody around, everybody talking about they want to go to the studio. They trying to find a studio. They trying to record. Like, it never was a thing here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be a rapper or something like that. You basically was a lame in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody was thinking about that.
Right. No, that makes sense.
That's why I felt like at the same, like, it blew up so big in our city because it was, like you said, it was slept on a lot. Like, you only had the Kanye West, the Common, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So, like, the music that we really wanted to hear or listen to from our city, even though they great representations of our city, is like we wouldn't get into the same feeling. We had to go outside and listen to other artists that's not from our city or that's just, you know what I'm saying, that's just from different areas just to get a vibe or listen to music. You know what I'm saying? We could never, like, you go to California, a lot of them favorite artists be from their own hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you come to Chicago, everybody, our favorite artists here probably, like, now you getting it now to where people probably picking people from here now. You know what I'm saying? But at first, everybody's favorite artist was somebody that was from a different state, different city.
It seems like there was a lot of like Atlanta artists and people from the South or New York that people were messing with out there.
What you say? A lot of people mess with the Chicago scene.
Like a lot of people in the Chicago, like listened to a lot of like Atlanta rappers at the time. Or
I didn't see
that.
Like I say, yeah, like we never really had no, like, for example, you go to California, right? California got their own culture of music. You go to Texas, they got their own culture of music. You go to Atlanta, they got their own culture of music. Florida, New York. But when you came to Chicago, I felt like we were so in the middle. We getting everything, you know what I'm saying? So like we never, and then by us not having people that's coming from our city doing these things, it's like we just got to take what's there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we really was left to just have to take what was in the game type of thing. So like, so when people start seeing us doing it, I feel like it made, not even just us, like I say, when people start seeing people accomplishing certain goals they was trying to achieve, I feel like it made a lot of other folks feel like, okay, bet that's something that we should do or we can do type of thing. Versus me still looking like, all right, rapping it ain't nothing, man. You just tweaking and talking about nothing and this and that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that makes sense. Do you have any like crazy untold stories that you could speak about, you know what I'm saying, growing up with, the Chief Keefs or anything like that you remember?
You say some crazy untold stories? Nah, if they untold, they don't need to be told.
Fair enough.
If they ain't told, they don't need to be told. Nah, I can't think of that.
Okay. What was like the moment, or what do you think it was that really initially kicked in the door, that like the Chicago scene kicked in the door for, into the mainstream like industry and stuff like that?
You said like what you think what kicked in? Well, say it again. Ask the question again.
Yeah, my bad, I pronounced it wrong. But like, what do you think was the moment that Chicago broke through the door? You know, the mainstream industry door, meaning like the music started blowing up, people started paying attention out of state and stuff like that. Like, what do you think really caused that?
I feel like the age difference. By us being so young, trying to be adults at so much of a young age, I feel like it made the people that was already the adults that was already doing it, that we've been watching for 20 years or the last 10 years, like that our lives that we could remember type of thing. It's like,
Yeah.
all right, we wanted some people for our own generation type of thing. I see. So like, it was like I say, I feel like just the fact that the age difference made it like, okay, they young and it's a refreshing, you know what I'm saying? They doing the same
Yeah.
thing they doing, but it's a refreshing energy now. I might as well take this then and keep dealing with, you know what I'm saying, what was already there. And I feel like a lot of the older rappers in the game didn't embrace it like that, but I feel like a lot of them did, you know what I'm saying? I feel like a lot of
So
them did, but then a lot of them didn't.
yeah, that makes sense. You definitely, I feel like you see that in all the cities and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, like I said, that's because who won? Like I told somebody the other day, like man, if why would they put somebody you in competition with somebody? You know what I'm saying? You think they gonna put you in a situation where you can make them kill a situation? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you gonna race somebody, you don't supposed to be looking at them racing. I'm not finna be paying attention to you racing. I'm just finna run. You know what I'm saying? I see
Right.
you and not get to the finish line if you even make it there. You dig what I'm saying?
So what was it like? Were rappers doing like thousands of views and then it just started hitting like millions pretty quickly during that time period when the drill scene
No, it
popped
wasn't
off? Or
even. See, like I don't know, like I'm not really big on analytics because I know, like I don't know because it's just too much going on with that department. But like it wasn't. It was more of an organic thing. Like we really like okay, like we really had a chance to really get a whiff of what it was like to be how the old artists moved around, if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
to actually be able to touch bases with your fans for real. Like now everything's so internet, it's so digital. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta be in the same room as this person really but it's no feeling really. You know what I'm saying? Back when we first started rapping, we had a chance to really go around and actually vibe with folks and go to clubs and really, you know what I'm saying, be introduced to people and actually it was taking on different because down there they ain't had to see us on the internet first to like us. You know what I'm saying?
right. Okay, that makes sense. And then were you, you know, I see you got a couple songs with like Fredo Santana, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace, Fredo, man.
How did you end up meeting Fredo? Was it through Keef or was it
Yeah,
kind of
through Keef. They was blood cousins.
okay?
Me and Keef was already kicking it and hanging out, and then I was messing with one of Fredo brothers was already cool, and me and Keith was hanging out. Then when one of Fredo brothers was cool. So shit, when he got out of jail, he just was somebody that we ended up having mutual respect for each other. For, you know what I'm saying? It was just a mutual respect thing, and we grew a relationship.
Right. Okay. Now, what kind of, I guess, happened after y'all, you know, all started taking off? Like, you know what I'm saying? Did you like want to move to Cali with them or like what, you know what I mean?
At the time, everything happened so quickly. When at that moment, I really didn't want to
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, I got my own family too
Yeah.
that I need to move to if that was gonna make my decision at the time. And at that time, that wasn't a place for me to do. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't a thing for me to do. So
Right.
I wasn't leaving my family for me to go live in a better life or a better place. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I know that was my thing was to make sure they were straight. Or of course my job is to make sure my responsibility is first, but this my family, this is what I'm doing for. You You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't be
Right.
doing what I'm doing if I guess they want. You know what I'm saying? If I don't have that motivation from. So like when we had the decision to go to Cali, it was one of those like I'd rather stay back if I ain't bringing my whole family with me. And I didn't have the money at the time to move my family to Cali, so for me, it was automatically no. You know what I'm saying? That what he wanted
Right.
to do at the time, that was his decision, and he felt like that was best for him. You know what I'm saying? But for me,
Right.
I feel like my best decision was to actually stay with my family and just move smarter through the city, versus you know what I'm saying, just automatically leaving at the time.
That makes sense. Okay. Now, do y'all have like a relationship to this day, or could you see yourself working with them or making music with them at any time in the future, or what's that kind of like?
And I can't tell you that. I want to know. I can't tell the future, so I want to know. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, I ain't got no like grudges or shit. Like got no animosity with niggas. Shit, it's nothing
Right.
like. What reason I got to be mad at niggas for? You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
shit, we just ain't around
Yeah.
each other. I got my own business, you got your own business. Shit, we nigga, if you had your family and I got my family, we would not be living together. You see what I'm saying? So like, if
Right.
you mad at me for having a family of my own and going home to my family, then your ass crazy. You know what I'm saying? You need to find something to do with yourself. So, but for me, I feel like I say, I'd rather go move how I move and just move smarter and do things how I do it. Like I say, I can't tell the future, so no, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, niggas is niggas. You know what I'm saying? Niggas feel
Yeah.
this way one day, then feel the next this day. So see, you never know. Me, I don't play kid games or play. You know what I'm saying? Me, I mean what I say and say what I mean. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I ain't sorry, and I don't make excuses. You know what I mean? So for me, it's like I don't got time to be dealing with a lot of folks that always want to try to get over and think just because they who they is to you in their life. You know what I'm saying? Y'all relationship what it is. Like, you know how like you'll have a cousin or you know what I'm saying, a certain family member that feel like, alright, this my cousin or this my uncle or something, so I could steal his $20 and this ain't not
It would
saying
be
like this
cool.
happened to me. I'm just not saying like this happened to me. I'm just speaking using this scenario as an example. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You have a little cousin or something, you be like, man, he steal your $20. You be like, he feel like, man, that's just my uncle. I could take that from him. He ain't gonna really do nothing to me. Then you know what I'm saying? He just found out he just gonna be tricking. It's like I don't rock like that. I'ma treat
That's
it
fair.
as it's a respect thing with me. You know what I'm saying? Because if it was somebody else that you was scared of or you felt that they'll do something to you, you wouldn't did that. So like, I feel like if you would play with me, if a person play with me like that, I feel like you think I'm some type of pussy or something. You know what I'm saying? You could play with me in kind of way you want, and I don't like that type of shit. I wouldn't even, man, my mama wouldn't even see eye to eye for certain things, so I'd be damn, I sit there and let a nigga tweak with me.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I was just curious because, man, that should be legendary if it were to happen someday.
Man,
As from a outside in like fan perspective, you feel me? Like,
money ruin a lot of things, man. Money ruin a lot of things. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Money ruin a lot of things, but loyalty keep a lot of shit together. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, like I say, I can't tell you what the future has. I just stay in my, you know what I'm saying, stay in my lane, do what I do. You know what I mean? Move how I move. Me and my
Right.
folks. Keep me and my folks out the way and my people's that's with me. You know what I'm saying, and support me, and I make sure we on the right page. I make sure, you know what I'm saying, we communicating. I make sure we all on the same, you know what I'm saying, accordance when I'm dealing with my folks now from dealing with so many situations in my past.
Right. Right. No, that makes sense. Now, was it like, is that kind of when Truly Mafia came about, or when did, yeah? Because that's your own
Yeah,
label, right? Basically.
yeah, most definitely. Nah, yeah, like I created that brand like I want to say when Fredo did the Savage Squad, I started my own brand and Keef did the Glow Gang. Cause they
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do, they got into a situation. You know, It's they business to tell. I don't know, but I just won't pick sides in situations. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had a relationship with both. I won't pick sides. So like when they had their little issue, I just fell back and said I might as well do my own thing. Then sit here and pick sides with, you know what I'm saying, with two niggas that I had that I fucked with. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna sit here and pick sides with two niggas I fucked with. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, and then y'all family, like, y'all want me getting into the middle of some family shit. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I ended up just creating my own brand and going my own thing. It wasn't like something I just wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people probably think like that's something he wanted to just go his own way. He felt I ain't had no choice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like who you tell me whose side I supposed to pick?
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying? Like what type of nigga I be? You know what I'm saying? So for me to being the type of person I am, I just shows my side. You know what I'm saying? I felt like that was the time for me to start making and leading my own decisions in a certain way for my career than I was. Because I already was doing that. You know what I'm saying? I already had created my own career and told myself to start rapping and was already balancing my own career out. So at that point, it was like on a business scale, I wasn't thinking it yet. And at that point, it put me like, you know what? You already doing the business yourself. You might as well just continue to go flourish the same way that you're doing. You just not gonna be with the same folks. And I understood that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't think that, you know what I'm saying, it should go how it went. You dig what I'm saying? But me, I just take shit for what it is. Like I say, it's something that you can't really explain how it happened or why it happened. You just gotta deal with it how it come. And that's how that situation went with us. It wasn't so much thinking. It was just so we gotta be able to react and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. So, yeah, I was going to ask, like, you know, obviously you were really close with a lot of the GBE label growing up. Were you cool or making music with anyone from the other, like, groups at the time, you know, like the 600s, OTFs, 300s, stuff like that? Or you didn't really have a relationship with them too much?
Like, if I was like, hold on, you just saying like just music wise or just me knowing people?
Like, music-wise, like the different rap groups out there?
Nah, I ain't really do music with a lot of folks. I ain't really
Okay.
do a lot of music with a lot of people. I just stuck with it. Like, I only did music with like my inner circle type of thing. You know what I'm saying? I never really chased to try to do records with folks. Then, like I told you back, like when we first started, music wasn't never really a big thing. So like when we was doing it, it was just something that nobody thought could be done. So we just was doing something. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that makes sense. So you said that's kind of around the same time, or not necessarily the same time, but you got into Truly Mafia,
Uh-huh.
and then what was like the plans or I guess the vision at that point when you started creating your own
It was
label?
to really just build the infrastructure just to support my own career at that point. At that time, it was like, cause like I said, by me being cause we wasn't no rap group. We was more like a label, I say. You know what I'm saying? Versus a rap group. You know what I'm saying? And by me putting so much dependency on just me just being in a label with that, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't signed to none of that type of thing. Don't get me wrong with that now. But just by me just putting myself, you know what I'm saying, in that situation, you know what I'm saying, I just had to find and build the infrastructure just to keep moving my career, you know what I'm saying, forward and keep helping me prospering in what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So that's really where it just came from. It was one of those, like, I needed to make sure I could keep going, you know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, we was doing it together, and I wasn't going to stop just because we not doing it together. If we ain't going to do it together, that don't mean I'm stopping, you know what I'm saying? We just might not do something together, but that don't mean I'm going to stop doing what I do, you know what I mean? I'm going to continue to do what I do.
Have you always been independent?
Yeah, I've been independent my whole career.
Was there any like huge offers you ever got, or did you ever consider signing with a label?
I had offers, but in the beginning of my career, I was more so, like I said, I wanted to build up my brand first. I didn't want to jump into taking like situations off back and tie myself into something I knew I wasn't ready for. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
kind of like when situations come my way, I kind of like fell back from them and start just learning how to continue to just grow my brand from dealing with certain people versus, you know what I'm saying, taking the deals that they was offering. And I'm like, I start thinking like if I can continue to just grow my brand, you know what I'm saying, I might can just get a better offer and not just talking money wise, just a better deal. You know what I'm saying? Just a you know what I'm saying, that's a more open, a fair deal than what a person that not you know what I'm saying, like that a person that's just not expecting so much out of won't get. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted a fair end on my side, so I told myself I'd rather work and be able to prove that if I gotta prove that I can do what I can do, then that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make it happen. I never really, like I said, I always been
Yeah,
independent though.
that makes sense. I mean, at this point, would you ever consider signing? Like, if it
Yeah,
was the right movement?
I never did not signing. You know what I'm saying? I never did think signing was a bad idea. I still to this day don't
Yeah,
think. I just feel like situations is just deals are just structured to for just certain artists. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, like I feel like I just want to be able to structure the right deal for me. It wasn't that like I say, I'm ignoring deals, don't want to deal with them. It's more so just want the right off, want the right deal. It ain't even talking. I'm not even talking dollar wise. I just want to be able to have, you know what I'm saying, some kind of leverage to do what I do best. You know what I'm saying? I just want room to do what I do best. That's really it. You know what I'm saying? So it's merely me,
r-
like I say, trying to just establish my brand and not even find, let whoever find me. You know what I'm saying? Because like I say, me trying to find people, I'll be trying all day. But if somebody can see what I'm missing, type of thing, or feel like, man, he missing this. Let me see if I can add that to his game. Then make things may work. You know what I'm saying? So I told myself I'd rather sit back and deal with situations and try to attract situations versus chase things.
right. Okay. No, that makes sense. Um, were you close with like Young Chop? You know what I'm saying, back in the
Yeah,
day as well, when everything started blowing up.
yeah. Me and Chop was close.
Hell yeah. And then you
Now,
said
like
DJ
not
King.
before, kind of like music. Like me and Chop became cool, like with the love of music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so we like I didn't really know Chop before music. I didn't know him before we started doing music though. Like I met Chop like when we started really taking music serious. Like
Okay.
around like the beginning when we started taking it serious.
Yeah.
That's when I
Have
felt
you
Chop.
have you talked to him? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Is he
I was
doing
real
good?
close with his brother, Johnny May. R.P. Johnny May Cash too. I was real close with his brother that just passed not too long ago.
Damn.
Like me and him was real close. But me and Chop, we was cool. We was cool though, but we just never was just like it was. He just never was somebody that I hung out with on the rack or hung out with type of thing. We just always had a great mutual respect for each other. You know what I'm saying, and a love for each other type of thing. We synced on each other. But like his
Right. No,
brother was
that's
somebody I
right.
actually hung out with or go or kick it with type of thing or just go vibe out with, even if it's just a smoke or just be in the studio making records and not even do nothing with him. His brother was somebody that I did kick it with.
Right, right. Okay. And I noticed you had like a crazy feature. I feel like a lot of people don't have the Danny Brown one. You know,
Oh yeah, that's my
he's def
dog. That's my
how
dog.
did how did that song come together?
Man, to be honest, I had Matt. He had a show here before in Chicago. He had a show here, and me, Fredo, I think Keef came with us. Me, Fredo, and Keef, we had went to his show to go, just to show him some love and support him. And me and him ended up just building a relationship and repertoire from there. And I was working on a project, and me personally, like how I put features together, I don't really be chasing features or look trying to do songs for features. I really let the songs tell me if it needs the artist on it or not. And I had did a
Right.
Pacific song, and I just felt like after I had met him and what his brand represented, I felt like I can, and if I attach this to this song and what I'm doing, what he doing, this probably be a great look. So that's really how that song came about. And I think I ended up reaching back out to him, and I ended up driving to Detroit actually to shoot the video to the song we did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ended up driving out to Detroit, and we shot the video out there.
That's
We got in the
dope,
studio. I think we did. We got in the studio because he was in there working on one of his projects. So I had went in there. We had a studio. We shot the video the whole day. I sat in Detroit, and I had kicked with bro for a while. Then, like I say, that's a good dude right there. Like anytime I see him, it's nothing but the same love and respect.
No, for sure. And then, did you have a relationship with Lil Reese? You know, he's one of the legends. He obviously did a lot of work with Chief Keef and
It was
stuff.
more so just a mutual respect.
Yeah.
It was just more so just a mutual respect.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. And then, as far as some of your other hits, I wanted to talk about that "Don't Believe Me." How did that visual come together?
Man, at that time is when I had started telling myself, like, I started doing music more. Like, just started finding my sound, started trying to find my sound, and I was just trying things, and I just was, I don't know, like I said, I had stopped writing because I wanted to find my voice on the record. I kept feeling like, recording a record and writing a record is two total different things. A lot of people don't understand. You know what I'm saying? Getting on the microphone, singing a record, and actually performing an offbeat is two different things. You know what I'm saying? So like, I had to tell myself, like, I just felt like I wasn't on track for some reason. I just told myself, like, I'm not hitting Keef or something. So I told I stopped writing, and I told myself if I start writing, I may be fine. My voice may flow. I started paying attention that my voice was flowing in more to the beats. You know what I'm saying? And the pockets, I started feeling like I was filling the pockets in better versus writing to them. So I stopped writing. I started writing a lot, and then I started just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I write in my head, don't get me wrong, but I just started coming with more of what I was thinking and how I was feeling, and just not even just concept, just emotion. You know what I'm saying? I was taking everything and just turning it into emotion. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, there was just really a lot of emotions just built up. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Do you feel like that was one of your biggest hits?
Of course. I didn't think it would have been one now if you asked me that. You know what I'm saying? But that is one of my biggest hits, yeah, of course. But as far as when I did the song, actually put the video out, nah, I really just did something just to do it. Like, I think I wrote half the song and freestyled the rest of the song. Like, I don't know what part or what. I think I didn't switch the hook. The first verse to the second verse. I did play with the song a lot because I ain't really know what to do with it. Like, I think I done made the second verse, the first verse before, and like I didn't did all type, but then I just shot the video any kind of way. And people actually fell in love with it, and it shocked me, you know what I'm saying? Because when I was doing shows, like, that wasn't a song that I was performing at first. And then it started being a song that I never knew was as big as it was. You get what I'm saying? To like that start being a song that people mainly wanted to hear me perform. And it was like, that shit was weird to me because it's like, all the other records that I put out, I hear the noise that come behind it, and it's like I didn't see this record come from that way. So it was kind of shocking, and I fucked with it though. But I don't like it though because the fact that I put that style of music, that record out, people think that's the only genre or that's the only concept or style of music I should stick to. You know what I'm saying? Because they liked that vibe from me. So it's like, it make it. I feel like by me doing that, it made it hard for people to kind of like want to hear everything else I bring. You know what I'm saying? And they just want to hear this, and then because of the emotion that they got behind that record. You know what I mean?
Who do you who do you feel like are the founding like artists of like the drill music genre? Or who do you think really?
See, I don't know. I ain't never considered myself as no drill artist. Like, that's boxed in. And not only that, I ain't like, drill just came from a different situation than where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? In the city. Like that was that came from somebody else's hood and somebody else's name and everything. So for me, like I don't say I made drip because I know that ain't come from nothing. That wasn't nothing I never did or never thought about doing and never said I was doing. But other people's that come from my city did say that's like they did have a name. You know what I'm saying? They did have a name called drill this, and they was using that language a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people in my city, but as far as from what end of the city that I'm from, we didn't really use that type of language.
You feel like you're more versatile, like you belong in a different genre?
I call myself an artist more than a rapper.
Okay.
Yeah, I look at myself as an artist versus a rapper.
Okay. I respect that.
Appreciate it.
So you got that tape, Hated by Some, Loved by Plenty, right?
Yeah.
It was hosted by DJ Meal Ticket.
Yeah, that's my dog too, Meal Ticket, man. Shout out to Meal Ticket too.
Was that your newest project? Did you have anything else?
Yeah, actually, but that was just something, like I say, like that project was just something I was just giving, like the last, just to give my audience, you know what I'm saying, just because they the listeners, I just wanted to give them some extra, just give them catalogs of music. So that's really like the last music I just been giving out. It was just been me just trying to just give my audience more music of me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be that artist that just got 3, 4, 5 songs out that, you know what I'm saying, your fans can listen to or your audience can listen to. I want to be able to have a genre, just a whole catalog of music. So that project just came from me, just like I say, just trying to just get more music out there to folks.
Okay. Oh, that's dope. Do you have any other projects on the way that you...
Yeah, I got a tape. I'm working on that. I want to drop ASAP, but it's called Day to Day. But I'm just taking this shit day by day, you know. Take all day to day. I'm just taking it day by day though. Trying to see when I'm gonna drop. I want to drop the tape back. This shit hard. I've been thinking about dropping it though, but it's called Day to Day though, so people need to be on the lookout for that.
Okay. I also noticed you got some new visuals out on your page. Around, Talk to 'Em, Giving All Me. A bunch you dropped within the last year. Yeah. You got any other visuals on the way?
Oh yeah, I got like I say, I got a whole new project. Well, a couple projects I'm working on, and I got a lot of visuals that I just, like I said, I like to keep things, and I ain't gonna say private, but still, like I said, the internet, they sell you everything. You know everything before it happen now. So like, I be trying to keep things still to where I can not surprise them, but make it mean something at least. You know what I'm saying? Like
gives that shock factor.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So like, I got a lot of, like I said, I got a lot of new stuff I'm working on, videos, just a lot of new things that I've been putting together, just new ideas that I know my audience I love just to see me being in or just participating in. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Do you got any shows or anything like that planned, or is that something you trying to
right
keep
now? I ain't been. Right now, I kind of had fell back a little bit before, not too long. I had fell back from doing our shows because, like I said, I wanted to just work on my artistry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I had, like, our careers was moving so fast, and we was doing so much to the point to where I felt like I didn't get enough time to learn how to create music the right way that I wanted to, or not even just music, the business. You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel like I wanted to actually, you know what I'm saying, sharpen my skills. You know what I'm saying? Sit back and really sharpen my skills.
Okay. That's dope. I wanted to talk about how that No Jumper interview came about too, because
man, like I say, interview. I really don't do interviews. I kind of don't do. I'm not. And he's just a person, like I say, he was reaching out to me for years. And like I said, I had stopped doing a lot of things as far as, like I say, just to work on myself in my brand. And over the years, he just always reached out to me, and I had noticed it one time, and I was like, when I started back moving around and just doing things, you know what I'm saying, putting out music the way I wanted to again, I just felt like, since he been, you know what I'm saying, he was reaching out and showing love, I like to show support to people that support me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So by me seeing him reaching out to me, I ended up just reaching back out to him and told him, like, man, you know what I'm saying?
Right, okay. And then I mean, was there a little like time period you kind of stopped making music? Because I mean,
No,
I
I
look at some
never
of your
know.
big,
Nah, it was a time period where I stopped releasing music. I say,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying, because of some personal things I had going on. I can't really speak on right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying, but it was a time period where I had to stop releasing music. But it ain't ever been a time period where I stopped making music. You know what I'm saying? Like I end up like I said, I fell in love with making music so much to where I had my engineer help me build my own studio to where so I can record and be able to just send him songs so I can stay on the fly and not have to worry about always going to him to just record. You know what I'm saying? Just to save me some time and save us time to get me to have more records done. You know what I'm saying? I actually taught
right,
myself how to record. So like for the last I say 7 years, I've been recording myself and sending it to
damn,
an engineer.
okay, just having mix and master it.
Yeah, like I just record myself at the crib and just send it off.
Right. So, what made you start releasing music again? Did you get like a new type of motivation, or just the love of it, or what came into it?
Like I said, I ain't ever come in a position to where I wanted to stop or I really was trying to stop doing what I was doing. It's just some
Yeah,
personal things had me that I really can't talk about. You know what I'm saying? Due
yeah,
to some you know what I'm saying, certain circumstances I just can't speak on. You know what I'm saying? Just business
right,
wise. And like I said, I just had stop putting out music. You know what I'm saying? I had to stop releasing music for a while till I straighten things out. And once I had straightened things out, you know what I'm saying, I had like it wasn't no like you say like me finding a new love for it. It was just me just starting trying to fall back in love with something I already was in love with. You know what I'm saying?
right. Okay, that makes sense. Now, do you have any other like hobbies or business ventures or anything like outside of music
Yeah,
you
like
know do on a regular basis?
yeah, like for example, like I'm a father. You know what I'm saying? My
Yeah,
kid. You know I do a
that's
lot.
dope.
Man, I do everything you can think of. Like
Yeah,
it's you know what I'm saying. Like I try to like, and that's the other thing with me. I try to be as not gonna say normal or organic, but I try to live my life to the way that I know, and not act like I live so different from other people in society. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of
right,
people
right,
think that just because somebody make this type of money or they got this many people that know them, they eat this way or you know what I'm saying? They don't cut grass. They don't. Man,
right.
look, I ain't never cut grass before until I got my own crib, man.
Hell yeah,
And I hate cutting grass every 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like that just ain't.
yeah.
Hey, but I do it all. Whatever I gotta do, whatever gotta get done, I'm gonna. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it.
That's
Whether it's
real.
cooking, if I gotta take my kids to school, if I gotta go working at whatever it is they gotta get done, I'm gonna do what they gotta do. You know, that's
That's
just the type
real.
of player I am.
Okay. What kind of advice would you give to anyone who's becoming a new father, or just fatherhood in general?
Man, just believe. Really, like you gotta believe that basically like you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta believe in yourself and
Yeah.
trust that you making the right decisions for you and the people that you know what I'm saying, you doing what you're doing things for. That's my advice. Like I say, believe. Really, but just believe in the folks. Cause like I said, I got kids. You know what I'm saying? And it be points to where like I can't control every action or be there to stop everything or things like that. So I have to really trust that I'm teaching them the right things to be able to protect themselves. Well, you know what I'm saying, and learn how to
Right.
move a certain way when they not with me. You know, so I have a different type of relationship with my kids. I don't really try to make them scared to talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't try to.
Right.
You know, like a lot of people discipline their kids for every single thing. I kind of let them learn. I kind of try to let them learn from their mistakes. Now, if I ain't gonna let them do. Like I said, I'm watching everything they do, so I'm not gonna let
Right.
them do too much to where they gonna hurt themselves. But like they say, when the kid first walking, you gotta let them fall. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like with my kids, I kind of let them do what they do. I stay out their way. until I had to pull him out the way. You know what I'm saying? If I don't got to pull him out the way, hey, you fall, you fall. I'm gonna see if you get back up. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's gonna be times I might not be around, or I ain't gonna be around, and I need to make sure that you can still do what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So like I say, my thing is just believe. You know what I'm saying? And believe you making the best decisions. You know?
Yeah, that's some good advice. A couple more questions and we wrap it up. What do you feel like there's hope for Chicago in general? You know, I know you say like you don't necessarily like make drill music and stuff, but do you think there's hope for like peace in Chicago? And like I interview people and like there's a lot of people that I feel like, you know, say there's not
I
hope.
feel like this personally, like just about me being from this city and being from Chicago and like actually born and raised and living here my whole life practically. You know what I'm saying? Until like I started doing music for real, moving around for real. Like Chicago, a lot like people just trying to find ways to survive here. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's not even necessary that people want to be this. I don't know how to say it. It's like this image that everybody put on. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just trying to eat. Niggas just trying to find a way to eat. You know what I'm saying? And everybody want to eat. It's just, in this city, it's like a crab. It's like a bucket full of crabs. You know what I'm saying? Nobody, like I say, nobody really here actually being celebrities or be interested in. It's, you know what I'm saying? We not like we don't get me wrong. We're a big city, but we not like a New York or a California where you always have an artist every year or every 2 years coming in the game from our city. You know what I'm saying? So like, you get a Chicago artist. At first, you was getting an artist from Chicago. What? Every 10 years or 15 years or
like
something.
A real mainstream pop.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you wouldn't get no mainstream here. So like I say, but I think as far as peace, like I feel like a lot of people want peace here. Cause now I feel like a lot of people got families. They got things that they want to do for real. So they got things they really want to be around here for now. So I feel like peace always something they want, but it's people want to survive. And right now, people probably think they gotta act a certain way or be a certain way to attract a certain thing. You know what I'm saying? Cause you gotta think about a lot of people put on a costume that go outside, and when they come back home, they taking off. You know what I'm saying? They a whole different person.
Right.
You know what I mean? So like I say, I feel like people just like if people had a way to where they can eat and make money and make sure they people are straight. And I know a lot of people say that everywhere, but like I say, I feel like niggas here wouldn't even be trying to play tough. That's what's the reason of being tough for? Your family straight, you straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got no point of, what, you gonna argue with somebody and they got the same shit you got? You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Like, unless you niggas arguing over bitches or something like that, or females, I should say. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, like, come on, man.
Yeah, you ain't lying, man.
It should be nothing but peace.
Do you have any other artists on Truly Mafia or like a team or anything like that, or is it more so just you, your own business?
No, it's more so like it's more so of a production company. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's not right now at this point. I don't have any other artists, but I do have a team that I did start building up as far as like on the company. You know what I'm saying? As far as like photographers, videographers, producers, things like that. But as far as like artists and like people that actually performing artists, nah.
Yeah.
But just as far as like on the production side, yeah, I've been working with different graphic designers, photographers, videographers, things like that, producers. Like that been my angle, you know what I'm saying?
Right, okay.
And really dealing with folks they can actually help create the craft and make the craft better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For real.
Okay. Well, shit, man. This has been a legendary interview. I appreciate you for coming on the show. You know,
man,
before,
I appreciate you for having me, man. Hopefully, man, I'd like to see this shit grow. We can come back. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, we gotta get you a show or some features, some out here in Denver, and
Oh yeah,
I'll have
man.
to go out there sometime.
I'm with it, man. I've been in Denver once. I love to see how the city support me coming out there.
Hell yeah. How was it? You just were
No,
chilling?
I had came in and did some business and got in and got out.
Yeah. Okay.
That's why I say like I love to come there and actually do an event there and actually see how the city is support me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, they would. I'm sure they would come out for you for sure.
No
All
doubt.
right. Well, after this interview, what do you think's the first music video or song they should go check out?
I know they should go to my YouTube page though.
Okay.
YouTube SD, you know what I'm saying? My YouTube page as name SD, S and just D. No, nothing else, just SD. And just watch. You're gonna see a lot of my new videos. I'm dropping videos. I'm trying to drop a video every chance I can get right now. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no storm up right now.
Hell yeah.
No,
And then where can they find you on like Instagram, Twitter, YouTube?
Oh yeah, my Instagram. I did change my Instagram @name. So my Instagram is official SD_. And my Twitter name is official SD_TM. You know what I'm saying? So y'all follow me, subscribe me, man, support.
Hell yeah. Man, make sure y'all go follow SD. Go check out that song with S Dot as well. Global Now. I think that just about wraps it up, man. Can I get a shout out for Mile High Minute one time?
Man, shout out for Mile High Minute, man, for having me, man. It's your boy SD, truly mafia shit, you dig?
Hell yeah, appreciate you for coming on the show. Make sure y'all hit that like button.
Appreciate you for having me, man. I'll be back soon.
Hell yeah. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Comment down below you want to see next in Mile High Minute. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell button to stay notified when all latest news drops. Mile High Minute, #1 podcast in the University.